No.
My fault.
Oh, I should have noticed.
Falling down on the job.
Falling
Okay.
on the time. Thank you
Sweet,
very, very much.
sweet face Marshall has.
Bye, Bob. You take care of me.
Thank you.
See you again, thanks.
Take care.
How are you? Standing back.
There's no short people. Don't have
I
an
know.
easy time in life, Dudley. I tell you. Well, Dudley, what have you been doing all day?
Oh, nothing. Just talking to a few friends, you know, having a nice, quiet, relaxed time.
You're really marvelous. And to think that you've gone through 2 of these so closely together. You know, you're no more recovered from 6 weeks till now you're
I know.
doing all of this again.
We're
But
talking about publicity, talking to lots of people.
yes, one after the other. It's kind of like waiting to go into the psychiatrist, I think.
Yeah, I view it as a session, you know, and I expect to be paid at the end of it.
I one time talked with you, Dudley, and somehow you got off onto this thing about how you had been in analysis for a number of years. How many years altogether?
Oh, well, I started in '64 and I stopped really about 2 years ago, so I guess it was about 17 years or something.
Yes, and at that
Very
time,
sick person.
at that time you were on the couch, and now you're the psychiatrist.
Yes, and next I will be in a cell. Oh, well, yeah, it's nice playing somebody who actually inflicts the authority rather than receives it. I wouldn't say it was a revenge on the years of therapy that I've done, but it was just fun to play that sort of character who, you know, pretends to be very passive and you know, like the blank wall onto which the patient projects all his fears, as Freud put it.
Did you always have the same psychiatrist, the
No.
same analyst? No.
I went through many. Started in New York in '64, and then when I went back to England in '65, I went to another therapist and stayed with him for a while. Then there was a gap, and then I came out to New York, and I've had about 4 or 5 because I've moved around a lot. And but I stopped about 2 years ago, basically because I feel a bit better now.
Now that you really could afford it.
Right, now stop, yes, yeah.
Or maybe that says something about fame and money.
And perversity.
In your characterization, are you using any of the things that you actually experienced with psychiatrists?
I remember suggesting to Marshall a scene that happened in the film where I was put under hypnosis by one therapist. I'm not a good hypnotic patient. Well, you know what I mean. And he, as it were, put me under, and he sat in this chair, and I'm chatting away, and I'm getting some good stuff going, you know. And then I asked him a question, and I got no reply, and he was fast asleep. And I suggested this to Marshall, and that's how John Huston appears in the film, asleep with me on the couch at one point, because I go back to my old analyst. So that I used for my own experience. And I guess, yes, the attitude of analysts, their sort of strange, objective understanding, which is almost maddening, you know, as if they've got all the answers. Of course, they don't, and they don't purport to make you believe that they do anyway, but, yeah.
Dudley, this time last year you were, no, not quite, but anyway, you were a nominee for an Oscar for Arthur. This year you're going to be a presenter. I got the press release on that. Now I'm wondering, let's talk a little bit about who do you think is going to win? For instance, Best Picture, what do you think it'll be?
Oh, that's hard, isn't it? I have a feeling, you know, it's going to be a great fight probably between Gandhi and E.T., and I think E.T. might win by an edge because of the extra heart. Gandhi is a wonderful picture, but in a sense doesn't move you as much as E.T., and I think that's, in the end, the thing that picture-goers vote for. Best Actor, I think it'll probably be Ben Kingsley.
Do you?
Or Dustin Hoffman.
What about Newman?
Well, I know he's favourite, but that may be, well, who knows, that may be a media thing.
actor, I guess, I think Meryl Streep, don't you?
I guess, although I think Jessica Lange really should win as Best Actress. I haven't seen Sophie's Choice, so I wouldn't like to say. But I thought Jessica Lange was just wonderful in Tootsie. Extraordinary. I didn't see her in Frances. Can't think why she would be up for supporting actress when she was opposite Dustin Hoffman. Well, she was in the Golden Globes, but anyway, that's irrelevant.
And Best Supporting Actor?
Best Supporting Actor. You know, I haven't seen enough films, in a sense, but...
Lou Gossett, maybe?
Oh, yeah. Well, he's certainly a prime candidate, isn't he? Wonderful performance.
Yeah.
Wow. I said wow? I don't say wow, I'm sorry.
You've been in America too
Hey,
long,
wow.
Dudley. You've been in America too long.
I know.
Listen, Dudley, I have to tell you, I enjoyed Lovesick very much.
Well, thank you. I'm
I
glad.
really did, and I'm sorry that 6 weeks didn't do better. You got great reviews.
Me too. I love that film. I always will. I was devastated by its reception, but, you know, there were critics who absolutely loved it, and there were critics who thought it was an abomination. But I think it's the degree of emotion that you allow yourself to feel, you know, that will, if you don't want to be touched, then you'll get, I guess you'll get hostile and hate the thing, but...
And maybe if it hadn't come out against all those high rollers at Christmas time.
I think Christmas was a strange time to bring it out on reflection.
Yeah. Okay, well, anyway, Dudley, nice to see you
Thank
again.
you, and you too.
Enjoy your evening, what's left of it.
I will. I'm going to bed right now.
Take a nap. Okay, now, rolling?
You're rolling and got speed.
Okay, questions. Did you use any of your own experiences with analysts in this role? How many years were you in analysis? Did you always have the same analyst? You're going to be a presenter at the Oscars this year, Dudley. Last year you were a nominee. Let's talk about it. Who do you think's going to win this year? Best Picture? Which picture is going to get the Oscar? What about Best Actor? Best Supporting Actor? Okay. What about 6 weeks? You think maybe if it hadn't come out at Christmas time? Okay.